early in the morning, I was doing programming, and I couldn't concentrate after a while. I think about after an hour and a half because they started spraying my room. I just could not think. So I think it's absolutely unfair that the system has been targeting me for to be drugged because of the results of their social norms. The results of their social norms is the reason why I've been suffering so much in my life. Well, if you go on my Robot channel, there's this song that says, "Why this white man have to punish me?" I made it when I was, 17 or something like that, 15, 17, something like that. I've always complained about how the system treated me, and the system made me inclined to behave a certain way. And so then they drugged me, which made it harder for me to succeed in the system. So I was already going through everything I'm going through in the system, and then they're drugging me as well. They didn't stop spraying, obviously. Just now, I just came back from going outside, so I have these sunglasses on. I was walking outside because they're spraying so hard. My window's open, as you can see the wind blowing, even though there's a breeze, and there's another window open down the hall. And there's still, my throat's still getting sore. As you can see, my speech pattern's starting to be messed up a little bit. It's harder to think, this idea that, you have a higher IQ on psychiatric medication is just extremely insane, just completely bogus study. Anyone who thinks that's just completely out of their fucking minds. There's no really other way to look at it unless you're dealing with a certain group, unless you pre-selected this certain group of people that's just completely, nuts, with extreme psychological problems. That the vast majority of people who are diagnosed with mental illness, have great difficulty functioning in society, especially on a higher level. Today I took off. I was at 190 something videos, including the ones on private on my James Jackson channel. Now I'm at 182, and I'm still going through them, taking out the more harsh ones. As you can see, even though I've kept my end of the bargain, they've already gone through the motions of not keeping their end of the bargain. They're pushing it to the limit. Eventually, they're going to do something that breaks the rules the rest of the way. Any mistakes I've made, it was out of love. All the mistakes they've made are out of greed, hatred, and evil. So let us not kid ourselves. I've been treated completely unfairly. And the fact that I'm still making videos on my Robot channel is a testament to that. It's because I have to communicate with them some way, and I know that they watch these videos and they have a chance to watch them again and to truly see what I'm saying in case they missed something the first time. So logically, this is the best way to communicate with Big Brother, and also to you people to tell you what's going on. So I'm telling you what's going on, and I'm saying it in a way that I'm communicating with them as well. That's what my videos have become. Let me take you, speaking of my videos, let me take you through them. If you go back to Illuminati Part 1, you can see that I've made some mistakes in Part 1, but they're understandable. Most of you, if you just came out and you made it, you made a video about your political views, and you really, we're talking about a complicated issue, you'll make mistakes. You'll have misspoken. You'll be mistaken about a few minor details and whatnot. But most likely, you'll be right about your general argument. But perhaps you won't be as well. Especially if you see things like me, most likely you're right about your general argument. But unless you're an expert in this topic or topics, then you're going to have made some mistakes. You're going to misspeak, and you're not used to being on camera. And that's what it was. Illuminati Part 1 really illustrated very well, exemplified very well, that there was nothing wrong with me, that I had a superior political point of view. So what happened? What changed? When they started coming after me with psychiatry, I believe it was 2010, 2011. No, it was. I don't know. I think it was either 2010 or 2011. On February, on the anniversary of my uncle's death, they took me back to the psych ward after almost 10 years of not being in the psych ward at all. after that happened, well, it could be a couple years less than 10, you know. But anyway, after that happened, you can see the change in my videos. You know, you can totally tell. If you go to my Wu-Chan channel, there comes a point where I'm very distraught and very out of it. And I have a video where I show you flat out that they have drugged me. You know, that they put drugs in my marijuana. I have other videos where I talk about they put drugs in my food and in my drinks. And you can see the change. You know, I wasn't just magically mentally healthy and all of a sudden, you know, I went fucking crazy. Now, if you ask a psychiatrist, you know, they would say that this person went into remission or something like that, or you know, they were doing fine, then you know their old mental illness kicked in, was triggered or something like that. Just complete madness. Just complete madness. You know, they would call it late onset schizophrenia, which is extremely rare. You know, even when you look at it from their point of view, you know, their studies. So, what happened? What happened was that I was drugged purposely by these people. I caught them on record. I literally on record, I recorded the marijuana and what was wrong with it. And I'm somebody, you know, before that I smoked marijuana for many years. You know, I knew very well what is a good batch of marijuana and what isn't, what tastes funny and what doesn't. Just like if you've been drinking the same soft drink for years, you know, I knew very well when, you know, if there's somebody put something, grind up some aspirin or something and put in there, wouldn't you know, if you've been drinking these for years, for example. It's the same thing with the food, you know. If I go to a fast food restaurant and, you know, all of a sudden, you know, it tastes differently and I start feeling funny, you know, so I said, these people must have drugged me with something, I can't put my finger on it. And I looked at the, you know, the marijuana, I said, they drugged my marijuana with something, I can't put my finger on it. And it was around that time when I, you know, I was growing marijuana in my room to further complicate the problem. Big Brother obviously knew that, you know. The people at the weed places knew that, their network knew that. You know, I don't think I really have to explain to anybody with a rational mind how it was very obvious to Big Brother, you know, to the system who's been watching me, that I was growing marijuana. And so I had, you know, bags to cover, to keep the light from hitting my eyes, you know, because they're powerful lights you grow your marijuana with. And I believe that was part of the reason I started growing it, you know, was to try to make sure that these people weren't drugging my marijuana anymore, and also to save money. And so, you know, you see the change. You know, that's when my videos really start. It was 2012 when my videos really start taking a change, and that change would affect it probably up until the end of 2013. And then even after that, you know, as I'm on and off medication, you can see the change. You know, you can tell when I'm off medication because I make the most sense. You can tell when I'm on psychiatric pills when I you know, I'm kind of like a stuttering idiot. My speech pattern is disturbed. You know, it's different. You know, let me just give you an example. You know, because I can give you an example real quick here because I just listened to a song just now. Okay, I mean there are literally tons of examples. This is me on medication, July 18th, 2013.
Could have been married by now. She was far in Greece. I was out of dollar wow. She left me for another guy, you should see. The 3 girls that dated after her did the same thing.
Now you can tell there's kind of like a stutter, like the 3 girls I dated after her did this. I can't even do it. It's like this medication. You know, you can tell there's cognitive damage in the medication, and you can tell by the way I'm feeling. Wow, you know,
it's like they was going drugged up. Near their girls. They weren't ready for Mecca's world. They weren't ready.
You know, and you can tell by the look I have. You know, it's called "I'm the Opposite of the Batman. I Worship God." Freestyle sad song on my Wu-Chan channel, July 18, 2013. You know,
I was ready to live and die. I was going wise, going.
So it's, you know, there's still the passion inside me, but it's just blunted. It's overshadowed with the medication, with the psychiatric drugs, the psychotropic pills. And so, you know, not only was I less sharp, my music wasn't as good, I wasn't as, you know, I wasn't functioning as well. And it's just insane, you know, that these people, you know, they would have to be completely insane not to know that these are the effects. If you work in this field and you see patients coming in looking like zombies all the time, you know these are the effects of psychiatric medications. You know that there is no such thing as the appropriate dose. Either you dose them barely at all, so it barely affects them, you know, which is may as well not be on drugs at all, or you've dosed them so much that they're like a fucking zombie, and very much so that there's the effects. I compare it to marijuana, right? Either you smoke a little bit and you don't really feel it, and you're just kind of feeling good, you may as well not smoke, or you smoke it until you get high. You know, it's the same thing with psychiatric medication. Either you take it, so there's a little something there, but why take it if it's not going to affect you, you know, in the way that they supposedly want you to affect, to make your symptoms go away or whatever. Or you're a fucking zombie or a drugged up idiot, you know, and you feel the effects. So this idea that, oh, you know, you take your drugs for a few weeks, because this actually was about 6-7 months after I had been in the psych ward last. I was let out of the psych ward at that point, in you know, I mean at that point, you know, up to that point. And before that, I was in the psych ward till 2012 in September. You know, I remember because they let me out in the same month as my birthday. So then later on, you know, I'm at that point, you know, I was going to a psychiatrist, and you know, they were adjusting my medication, and you know, it had really gotten me. I've been on medication for a long time. You know, I'm somebody who has been on medication for a long time. I've been an outpatient in psych wards and all that. I know very well how I am on medication and how I am off, and I'm so much better off. And you know, what they do is they provoke me, and they try to covertly drug me. Now, I'm not entirely sure what they're trying to drug me, because I haven't done the test. I do feel some of the same effects as when I'm on, you know, say Depakote, or you know, Zyprexa or Seroquel, which are the things they try to give me. Powerful drugs, antipsychotics, powerful bipolar medication, you know, just, you know, mood stabilizer, powerful drugs, powerful, completely fuck up your brain, just totally fuck up your brain, you know, fuck up my voice even. You know, it's kind of like when you get high and you start talking to, yo, yeah, I'm high, you know, whatever. You know, you can tell, you know, it's done to your brain some damage. But these things are extremely powerful. These things are comparable. You know, when you look at the, I forgot what it's called, where the drug control rating, you know, the narcotics list, there's like level 1, level 2, whatever. They're on the same levels as cocaine and heroin and methamphetamines. You know, marijuana isn't on those levels. You know, so these people were going out of their way to try to stop me from, you know, at one point they were testing me for marijuana. You know, I'd go in to get my tests for my Depakote levels, and I'd go in to get tested for marijuana, you know. And they you know, they gave all these threats that, oh, if you smoke marijuana, we're going to kick you out, and, you know, he's not going to be my doctor anymore, which is going to, you know, cause my dad to kick me out, and so on and so forth. You know, it was pretty bad. First they had incapacitated me. First they had disabled me mentally, for the most part. And then they said, if you don't live according to our rules, we're going to kick you out. So if you don't continue to let us disable you, we're going to kick you out. And you're not going to be able to really function on your own, you know, in the system where everybody, you know, there's a whole system, like it or not, a control grid, where even the local stores, you know, they will sabotage your efforts to gain employment, to you know, to receive employment. And, you know, so they made it so I couldn't move out without being a homeless bum. So I was in a position to be homeless, you know, and fucking, you know, or be at home and be drugged, fucking up my brain. I mean, these people are just completely evil. Trust me, there is nothing that is too harsh for them. Okay, what they deserve is the worst. You know, that's similar to people, you know, are sex slaves in other countries, sex trafficking victims. You know, they're like, you can do it our way or you can die. It's pretty much like that. Or someone who's, you know, stuck in a situation for whatever reason, they're having to do sexual favors for their boss, or, you know, their employer. They're a maid in a foreign country. They're like, do it our way or you get deported. Do it our way, you're homeless. You know, it is completely evil. These people are sickos. They literally are the people who say, do it our way, you know, sexually please us, or you're screwed in life, you know, or you're homeless or dead. You know, take our drugs or you're homeless or dead. These are those people, but I'm out of time now. You know, I'll have to make a part 2.